Yeah, I think we're good. We're good. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Kiskapades podcast. And today have an acquaintance. Should I say that?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay, we'll just say she's my friend.
Yeah.
No, she reached out. She's been listening to the podcast and she wanted, that feature. And hey, the podcast is all about that. Just people talking about life, figuring out the balance, and trying to see. We're all always trying to figure it out, right?
Yeah.
So just introduce yourself and tell people what you do, and then I'll take it from there.
Hi guys, my name is Wairimu Mutinda. I am a former real estate agent.
Oof.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I quit my job to move to Nairobi,
Yeah.
and I think I love it here, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. So now, we have to go back to just the podcast. Basically, in the podcast, we basically just talk about the balance of life.
Yeah.
Health, wealth, love, and happiness, and all those things contribute to how just our personal well-being is going to be.
Yeah.
So let's just start with work.
Work.
Yeah, because it's interesting from what you told me. So
Yeah.
here's the thing, first of all. And anything you want to share on the podcast, you can share.
Yeah.
Anything you don't want to share, you don't have to
Yeah.
share, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about what was your first job? You're done. You're done. You're still in school, right?
Yeah,
You can say
pretty
you're still
much.
in college, right?
Pretty much, which I hate so much. I wish there was another way
Mhm.
I could get to wherever I want to be,
Yeah.
except going to school.
So you don't like school?
I don't like school one bit. I never did since
Why?
I was younger.
Why?
It's just I don't know.
Is it the people? Is it the
It's
professors?
not the people. It's not anything. I just don't. I feel like someone dictates to me, like everything I'm reading on my books and everything. I feel
Mhm.
like someone dictates to me everything I'm supposed to do and everything I'm supposed to learn, which I don't want. I want everything to come out from my mind and in my own way.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I just don't like school. But I have to go to school. Everyone has to go to school
know,
at some
I mean,
point. At some point.
Not even at some point. I
Yeah.
mean, the thing is, there's nothing wrong with school because as long as I think if you're pursuing something that you like,
Yeah.
you're just learning to handle your way in a professional setting in a very different.
Yeah, I get
Yeah,
it.
I'm guessing you'll be more professional in the
Yeah.
field that you're trying to pursue if you go to school to study it.
Obviously, yeah.
So as long as you're passionate about it, you'd be good, right?
Yeah.
So
So work, yeah?
yeah, let's start with work. So you're saying from what I gather from our conversation earlier, of course,
Yeah.
just prep work before
Yeah.
we met up for the podcast, because this is the first time we're actually meeting.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is even with so many of my guests,
Yeah.
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
We talk online and then we link up and then we just establish this nice chemistry as we're having a conversation. And I guess that's why people listen to the podcast and they
Yeah.
love it, right?
Yeah. So yeah, what I would like to say is I'm a very driven person, and from a very young age, since I knew I could hold that ID, that's when I knew I could do anything. I could get a job. I could earn my own money, and I told myself, let's do this thing.
Mhm.
So I moved to Mombasa when I think when I was almost turning 19, because when I turned 18, I stayed home for a while. So when
Yeah.
I was almost turning 19, I moved to Mombasa.
Okay, hold
With
on.
nothing, yeah.
I have, people keep saying that I interrupt, but I have to interrupt with just specific reasons though.
Yeah.
Okay, how are you moving in the first place? Is it because maybe you're not getting along with your mom, or you just being a rebel, or how do you just move to a different?
Yeah, actually, I am.
Because your next of kin
I know.
is taking care of you, right?
I know.
Yeah, so how do you just wake up and move? Was it like a rebellious act, or you just trying to figure yourself out?
No, one thing.
Or social pressure, maybe?
No. I was a rebel. one thing. And I was like I told you, I'm a very driven person. I'm a
Yeah.
risk taker, and I don't think when I want to do something, you know. So I just decided, like, one day, I'm doing this, okay, and I'm moving to Mombasa, and I don't know why I'm moving there, and my mom is doing everything for me, you
Yeah.
know. So I moved to Mombasa. I had no one. I had nothing.
Thank you.
I had nothing. I had no one to help me. I had no friends. And one thing led to another.
Moving to Mombasa.
Yeah.
You're from Mombasa, right? Okay, we'll talk about that. So yeah,
So yeah. One thing led
With
to another.
nothing?
Yeah, with nothing. With
But
nothing at all.
Okay.
And one thing led to another, and I got a job. Okay.
When you say one thing led to another, what are you saying?
Of course, I tarmacked looking for a job. I didn't have friends.
No, but wait, just from you leaving Nairobi
Yeah.
to Mombasa, let's
Yeah.
just start from there.
Yeah.
Like just the first night, what was going through your head and where are you sleeping, how are you
Yeah.
surviving? You're just 19 and
So
it's a rebellious act,
I
first of
know.
all. So, but then again, you have to start thinking of, okay, how am I surviving?
Yeah.
How am I buying food? Where am I sleeping?
One thing, I was very organized, so I had some money on me.
Okay.
I had some money on me, and I got to Mombasa. Of course, I went to sleep in some lodging, and we got to make friends with a caretaker. Is it the caretaker or whoever that stays there? The receptionist, yeah.
Yeah.
That guy. So we made friends, and he kept on telling me, like, showing me the what are they called? How to move about and all that. And so yeah, I really tarmacked for a while, actually. I really tarmacked for a while until I decided I am gonna work in a club,
So
a
wait,
nightclub.
but how do you pay for the lodging though?
I had money on me when I was.
Oh yeah.
little.
You went there with some money.
Yeah, I had money on me. So yeah, I tarmacked before I got a job, and finally I got a job at a nightclub. I loved doing the job at the nightclub.
What kind of job were you doing at the
Um,
nightclub?
I don't want to talk
Listen,
about that.
listen. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people connect to stories, but they also, because somebody will be watching the podcast, right?
Yeah.
And then they're like, maybe I'm going to Mombasa. Maybe I'm going to Mombasa. That's all it takes. Just making friends, moving to Mombasa, and doing A, B, C, and D.
Yeah.
So I mean, okay, maybe you don't want to talk about what you're doing in the club, right?
I became a stripper.
Are you sure you want to share that information?
I don't want to share more, but just so you know, I did become a stripper. I danced, and I'm very good at dancing, just saying. So yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So yeah. And
So we can't go to details with that, right?
No.
Okay. Does anybody else know this?
No.
No?
I know, probably my close friends.
What?
My very, very close friends.
Okay. But are you okay just sharing with a bit
It's
of it?
okay.
It's not because
It's okay.
it's
because-
just life anyway, right?
Yeah, I understand that, and most of the people who are successful, I get that. Most people who are successful, they never really tell the stories of where they really started from.
No, here's the thing.
Yeah,
In Kenya they don't.
they don't.
They don't. But you see anybody overseas, people will tell you like this couch surfed.
Yeah.
They were sleeping in people's doors, they were doing this and that. But it's so important for people to understand people's journeys,
Yeah.
that nothing comes like through overnight. And just even just talking about it at
Yeah.
times,
Yeah.
it sort of frees you from like that thing that you're holding on to.
Yeah. I get it. But so yeah, so most people don't.
So
really
I don't need to edit that out, do I?
Maybe not. We're gonna talk about that.
Okay. So let's talk. Okay, so how did the club thing go?
So yeah, I did it for 2 months, and in 2 months,
Yeah.
I was living in my own apartment, and mind you, all my neighbors, all my neighbors that I could remember, they were all white guys. White guys and white women and older white women and just rich people. Those were my neighbors.
Basically,
so you know
just
that
so
the
you know,
stripping thing was paying.
was paying good
Yes,
money.
it was paying good money. I wouldn't deny that. My house was full in like, I don't know, half a month. I had everything going on. And remember, I was struggling. And the heat in Mombasa reminds you how poor you are.
Yeah.
It's so
If
bad.
you have no money,
Yeah,
it's a problem.
it's so bad.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, everything went well for some time, and so when I was dancing, I met this girl. They were new to the club, yeah,
Yeah.
and they told me, "Oh, you're a good dancer. Oh, this and that. You know, there's Kisumu. There's also a street club in Kisumu. There's a club in Kisumu, yeah." So yeah,
Listen, just make sure, because I can't edit everything out.
I know.
You see, so let's just put it this way.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to share.
Yeah.
Whatever you think it's too much, you don't have to.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah. Because also I have to look out for you. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking out for you. But it's also important to understand the stories and just people's journey. So,
Yeah.
yeah. And this episode is going to air some time later. So probably people will be like, but she's already super rich right now. So we don't even need, that's just a past and she talked about it and everything.
Yeah. So I moved to Kisumu.
Yeah.
And I lived in Kisumu for a month before one evening my friend told me, "Oh, you don't know Kisumu really, yeah? So we're gonna take you out." So they take me out to this club, and we're having fun. So this guy comes over, yeah, and he tells me. So we start talking, having a good conversation.
But these friends who took you to Kisumu.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, it's okay.
These friends that took you to Kisumu.
Yeah.
Were they in the same line of work?
Yeah, they were actually. They were, and
So
I realized how different I was when I was there.
How?
Because all the girls there, they were there for a reason. Either they had no parents, they had kids to take care of, and they had very different stories. And what was my story? What was my story?
Being a rebel.
Being a rebel?
Oh my God!
I didn't.
I'm afraid of having a daughter. I don't want to hear these stories. But okay, please, yeah.
So yeah, I didn't have a story, but obviously one way or another I had to cook up so I could fit in the group. You know, I had so many stories to tell. I am a very good liar, by the way. Just saying. Is
don't
that a
lie.
good thing?
Don't lie on the podcast. Don't lie.
No, I don't have anything.
It's a good thing, but that just means that I can't trust you.
Come on.
You've already said it.
No, that was like 2 years ago. Okay. And I was just growing up.
Okay. Let's go on with the story.
So yeah, so I moved. I moved to Kisumu with and one time we were not walking, and they said let's just have a break and let's just go out. So we go out and I meet this guy and we start having a conversation with him, and I realized I don't want to do this anymore. You know, I am more. I know the way I speak. I know the way I dress. I know myself, and I don't want to do this anymore.
Plus, you don't have to, because I mean, it's not like.
Yeah.
There's some people, like you say, there's some people who have like genuine reasons, like they don't have any other option apart from that.
Yeah. So I just, out of the blues, I just tell him like, "Yo, I'm looking for a job." That's the reason. I didn't tell him why I moved to Kisumu. I just told him I'm looking for a job in Kisumu. That's why I moved here. And he goes like, oh my, you know, we're out with my boss today. Like the whole crew is out today, and he's looking for a PA. And I was like, okay. I didn't even ask what job. I mean, what job that was. I just thought, a PA. Okay, fine. So he calls his boss aside. He calls me aside. We talk. The boss just liked everything about me, and he goes like, Monday morning at 8, please be there early. And that was it. No interview. No. Okay, there was an interview, but it was a fake interview. Oh my God! I hope he doesn't listen to this. So one thing led to another, and I got the job.
You know, when you say, every time you say one thing led to another.
Yeah. Just a long story cut short. The interview didn't really happen. We made friends with whoever was making. She's my friend. She's my good friend right now. Her name is Laura. If she's listening to this, you're amazing. So we made friends then during the interview actually. And you know what she told me? Just go to your office. You already showed the office. Just go to your office.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. at a very young age, I look at myself, and every time I got into my office in the morning, I would probably tear and tell myself, I don't know why I did that, but it's because of where I started. And I told myself, you know, the God I serve is looking out for me in a way. He's looking out for me in a way. So I worked for about 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, for about 6 months. And I decided to quit because real estate wasn't my thing in the first place. But you know, when you were young, mostly when you were in high school, you had this wish list, yeah?
You know when you're saying like when you were young.
Yeah.
You know, you haven't. Don't even say your age yet. We'll just say your age once we're done with the podcast, so that people can be like, what?
I know.
What the hell is she talking about?
I don't know anything about life. You know?
Okay.
Anyway.
So you're saying when you're in high school?
When I was in high school, you know, you had all this time to yourself, and the things you used to write. You want to be a surgeon. The next thing you want to be a nurse. The next thing So for me, I had this wish list. Yeah, I call it a wish list because I don't really know what to call it. So I had this wish list. Yeah, I had written everything I wanted to be: a real estate agent, a model, and a lawyer. All these things, you know. And I went back to my notebook and I realized, I've done this actually. I've done this. And guess what? Me working in the club was in the list.
It was in the list?
It was in the list.
It was in the list.
I didn't know myself.
So it's just a bucket list. Oh, you didn't know?
I didn't know.
Until you went back.
I went back and I realized, my God, it's here. And I had written the name itself, not me working in a club. I had written it. And then real estate.
What had you written?
Come on. I had written me working in a club, come on. So I had written it there.
Manager, the big club, here. No?
I had written
no, but
it.
So, just so we'll go back to the bucket list, right? But just so I just get this clear. Like that was something that you wrote down.
That is something, that is the power of the mind people don't know.
So even for you just going to do that and finding yourself doing it, it's cause.
Yeah, I had thought about it so much, or it's because I had written it down. I don't know. I don't know. And the power of the mind is so strong.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
But I just want to understand, what was it about that job that intrigued you that much that you were like fascinated by? What intrigued you? Because I don't think it's the money, right?
It's not the money, one thing.
Yeah. So what?
I read so much about people, successful people. Donald Trump is, I don't know, people don't like him. But in a way, if I look at his past, he doesn't have a past really, not that he is poor.
No, that you're talking about.
But listen, he
Donald Trump.
I know. Don't make that face.
Okay.
So yeah. I like reading about successful people, and Donald Trump, one time he came up and I started reading about him, even read his books, and so yeah, he was a real estate. He and the
was
family,
in real estate,
he
right?
was in real estate and all that. So you know now.
You can sip some tea if you need to take a break and just put your thoughts together. Okay, yeah.
So I read about him and I told myself, hey, real estate is a good thing, you know. So I didn't want to do it because one thing, because of passion, because I liked it. It's because I thought this is this is probably the direction I should be taking, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is it.
Wait, that story cannot be that short.
I know it's that short.
It can't be that short.
It's that short.
Okay, hold on. So
because I remember even when I was being interviewed,
yeah.
And then my boss comes up and he goes like, "Do you have a passion for real estate?"
Yeah.
Because most of the things, if you don't go in with a passion, it will never work out.
Plus, it will show. It will just show.
It will show, and it showed actually. It did. At one point, it did. But I didn't have the passion for real estate. It wasn't my thing. It wasn't my thing at all.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Okay, before you went to Mombasa, I'll be backtracking and going back and forth and stuff. Just trying to figure a lot of things out, right? Before you went to Mombasa, had you ever done like any job to just make money for yourself?
That's the thing actually.
Mhm.
Straight out of high school, straight into uni, my first year, and I told myself, no, the school thing is just so much for me. Fine, I'm not
But
gonna stop.
what's
I'm not-
wrong? What's wrong with the school thing?
You
I'm
know,
just
you know. I
because
wish
for me,
it's not that I always thought I had a problem.
But,
Even from in
yeah.
high school, I always thought I had a problem with me not wanting to be in school. But it's not like I really did not do very well in school. You know,
were you smart in school?
I was. I think I was. I
You
was
think?
average. I was.
How are your grades?
Good enough?
Okay,
Good
yeah,
enough?
like good,
Yeah.
not bad.
Yeah, not bad. They were good enough. So I wasn't. And people actually, even my mom
Yeah.
used to go all the way. Let me not talk about the school thing. Let's get back to where we were. Okay. What was the question you asked me again? Because I would have diverged immediately and start talking about my high school.
The question was, had you done?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Had I done anything? No, I hadn't.
Mm-hmm.
I had it straight from high school straight to uni. And when I was almost done with my first year, I told myself, "Oh, come on, school." Please.
Did you have friends in your first year?
I'm such an introvert, and I used to go for evening classes because I didn't want to make friends. I didn't want to have so many people in class. So I started going for evening classes because there are not so many people in evening classes, you know. So yeah.
But why though? Because I'm just still trying to figure out like what makes you feel like you need to isolate yourself to be at peace or happy.
I don't know. People are different personalities. I guess that's just who I am, you know. Pretty much, I think so.
So you don't think like maybe working at a club it's just too much coming at you at once because it's the exact opposite.
Let me tell
You
the best
an
part
introvert who
about-
likes peace, quiet, and everything.
Yeah. Let me tell you the best part about working in a club.
You know, even when you're talking about it, how it brightens you up. Maybe that's why you should go back right now.
No, I
Because,
love it.
listen, like when you're talking about school, you're like this. And then when I mention the club, I'm like, let me tell you. Now it brings more life to you.
I know it does. It does. Truly.
Okay,
it does.
tell me what was exciting
Let
about
me tell you about the best part. Mostly for me, being an introvert, when you get to the club, people don't know you. Probably you went to Mombasa for a vacation, yes?
Yeah, most likely, yeah.
Got into this club, and you will never ever see me again after this. You know, you work with me this time, and you will never ever see me again.
Now they will with the podcast. Now they will.
I hope you don't get weird messages. Oh, I know that girl from somewhere.
No. Everybody who's coming here, they
yeah.
have such a different journey, and,
Yeah.
and that's why I respect women so much. You have no idea.
Yeah.
I was just telling my previous guest, like,
Yeah.
I have so much respect for every guest who comes here, because I understand when they talk about this journey, and it's just unfortunate because I think a lot of women are forced to grow up so fast.
Yeah.
So fast. See, even the way you're talking about all this, I won't mention her age until the end of the episode. That's why, like, I really need you guys to listen and keep listening to these stories and everything. And then now you'll freak out at the end of the episode. So yeah, you were saying that, you know, these are people you're seeing once and then it's just...
Yeah. And if someone wants to love you then or show you some love then it will be once and they'll give it to you all because probably they're either too drunk or too excited and that's it. And you will never see them again. You don't have to leave up tomorrow like, yo, they called you in the morning, so how was your night? Or they don't have to ask you all these questions. You know, it's just a one-time thing.
Yeah.
And that's the most amazing part about working in a club. You be you at that moment, and that's just it. You know. I loved working in the club. I never want to go back there. Or
See the way your
Come
your
on,
face.
stop.
It's going to show. It's going to show on the camera.
Yeah,
It just shows how you brighten up. Like, oh. But would you say, the way you're saying, like, this person is drunk, this person, and then when you're in that place, you're like kind of like in control of a lot of what's happening.
Yeah.
You have all the restrictions that you're putting.
Yeah.
and you're still getting your money.
Yeah.
So would you say you get amused by taking advantage of people?
I do.
You do?
I do. And one thing I am, I'm a very entitled person, yeah? I do.
Yeah,
I do.
because yeah, I can just see that. I can pick that up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I am actually, I'm a very entitled person. Very entitled person.
Let's talk about that. What do you mean by that?
Entitled? Everything has to go my way.
Wow.
If it's time for if it's time for me being happy right now, just don't. And that is why I guess I'm not able to stay in most relationships, because I've been with some really good guys, but my personality really puts them off. I don't know if they can't handle me, or yeah, pretty much. But
No woman needs to be handled. What do you mean?
I know.
Especially
No.
with this Me Too movement, especially if you can't handle me.
No, it's not that.
Yeah, what do you
when
mean?
when I mean handle someone, everything that they have going on with their personality, okay? So probably I'm someone who, when we go out, this is how things are supposed to be, and you cannot change me. And I cannot. And you have your own
Like
thing
where
going
we're
on.
going to eat
Yeah,
at this
yeah,
time.
this
I
most
can't
of the
bring
time-
up like a suggestion
No,
to.
no.
Or what?
No, if it's you deciding, let's just stick to that. If it's
Okay,
me
hold on.
deciding,
Yeah.
you do everything that I have to
Who's
do.
paying for the bill though?
Me or you, it doesn't matter.
It
We are
does
all-
matter. You know why? Because okay, I don't
But
want
I
to.
like when guys pay for the bills because it means
Hey, there we go. That's why like I was like, let me just hold on to it so that you can say it, cause
I like it when a guy, I'll give you a more respect when you do that. But when
there's
you
nothing
always,
wrong with somebody who can
Yeah, I
actually take you
know.
out and pay for the bill.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. But
Mhm.
I wish guys would do that more oftenly, or even pay for the cab.
How? What do you mean?
Pay for the cab. Guys, just pay for the cab.
Who are these?
Doesn't
Wait,
matter.
who are these people that you date?
No, my friend.
I send Ubers to pick people and drop them off.
I know.
And at times it can be like a 50-50. Okay, you take your Uber, and then I'll pay for your Uber. But I mean,
I know.
who are these people you're talking about?
They're actually very elite people that you wouldn't think they'd do that. But guys, just pay for the Uber. Doesn't matter if she's coming to you. I know it's out of topic a little, but
It's
just
no. Listen,
just
we'll get
pay
there.
for the Uber.
Now listen,
kindly, guys.
we are going to get there. So you just hope you're ready for that topic.
Oh, and to and fro, not just two.
Oh, okay, yeah. True. At times, it doesn't have to be all the time, but
Yeah.
that can be discussed on text, like depending on the tone of the message and everything. It always determines that. So, currently, should we say are you working?
No.
Right now?
So
Yeah.
I just moved to Nairobi,
Mm-hmm.
and most people will like, wait, you moved to Nairobi? I've been here all my life,
Yeah.
I don't even know so many places in Nairobi. I swear I don't. So, but 2019, I told myself, let me go and explore Nairobi a little.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm still looking for a job, and I'm still in school.
Hey, I'll tell you what.
What?
We have so many clubs in Nairobi.
I've rolled my eyes 1,001 times.
No, I'm playing.
A girl's trying to be decent here.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, we're just trying to take a new and clear path. But how? Because it must be hard not to detach yourself just from that, because that lifestyle can be very addictive.
It can be
No,
very.
because I'm thinking the way you're talking about, I was making all this money, I was staying in
Yeah.
these nice apartments and all. How do you just detach yourself and let that go? And like, let's say, okay, so let me just try and hustle like a fresh,
Yeah.
in a nice,
Let me tell you something funny.
decent
yeah?
way. Tell me.
So, I just told you I also want to start my podcast very soon. Yeah.
Yeah,
And most girls who get in that don't want to be there.
yeah.
So, one day you wake up one day and there's this NGO who comes along and tells you like, yo, we're gonna bring you out of this thing, blah blah blah.
An NGO.
Yeah, let's just those.
Or
there are
they
so
have
many
some that come and try and tell girls
There's so many NGOs out there, and I've even seen them. There's so many NGOs trying to help girls who work in the nightlife, who are commercial sex workers. They just help them so much, yeah. So they help them for like 3 months, 2 months, 3 months. They give them jobs, they give them works, they give them this and that.
Mm-hmm.
But then all of a sudden they just disappear, and I don't have anywhere to turn to. What am I gonna do? I don't know nothing. I've never been to school. I can't even construct a 2-sentence word in English. I mean, I can speak well. I'm not fluent. I can't do so many things. All I know is me putting on nice makeup and nice short clothes and standing on the road. What am I gonna do after you guys leave me? Obviously, I'll head back there.
I'll just go back to what I know how to do best.
Yeah, and that happens with so many people. You'd see some of the girls get picked up by very nice guys. Yeah.
By picked up, you mean?
I mean, they get married. I mean, they just have boyfriends.
Oh yeah, somebody just comes and actually genuinely likes you.
Yeah, and they go home with you and they just take care of you for like 3 months. Probably these guys.
3 months?
No, I'm saying for example, yeah.
Because I mean, don't get shocked when I'm asking this, because I don't know how it works. But you've been there, so when I'm asking, I'm genuinely like those ones of like, okay, is it like a short-term thing for you to like just come and maybe
so let me give you an
sleep in my house, and then in return?
Not that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I find you in the club and I tell you, oh, you're really pretty to be here, so let me go, let's go home and I'm gonna take care of you and promise me you're not coming to the club again. And I'm like, yeah. Or probably you meet someone on the street, or a girl is met at the street. They go like, I'm gonna pick you up, you're pretty, you're not gonna do this work anymore, promise me that. So they take you home, and probably the guy is in Mombasa for vacation for like 6 months.
Yeah.
For like 6 months. So they've rented this nice house, they have money, they take care of you, you bring your clothes over to their house, blah blah blah. One thing leads to another, and the guy is back to Australia, moving on with his life.
Oh wait, are we talking about white guys?
Yeah, we're talking about white guys, either white guys or black, doesn't matter. Just
hey, listen, it matters. It matters because there is no black guy, a Kenyan, who's taking 6 months vacation.
Yeah.
But like for white guys, I guess some of them save up like money quite a lot, and just can come and just sit here for like even 6 months and just reboot before they go back to.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing if they tell you, because I mean, I don't know how to put it, man.
Yeah.
It's just a life, but it's just interesting to find somebody who can actually give me info on my podcast about that.
Yeah.
In a very, because you're very well spoken.
Yeah.
For starters.
Yeah.
So it would have been really hard for me to get that information from anybody else.
I know.
So we're talking honestly. Have the guys you've dated white, right?
Am I supposed to say that? I just don't like white guys. I've never been into white guys.
Why?
Oh, I like my black man.
Really?
So much.
That's interesting.
There's just a disgusting thing that when I see a black... you should even check this out. I also listen to very many podcasts, actually women podcasts. And I can't remember the one I was listening to. And there were this 4 women. They were just talking about it.
Yeah.
And I thought it was just me who hates it when I see a black...
Queen.
A black guy with a white girl.
You don't like it?
No, I don't.
You don't?
It really pisses me off big time.
Why? You think your kings are being stolen?
Something like that. Something like that.
And you're gonna get upset with my Instagram. Do you get upset when you see my Instagram?
No, it's not that. Probably when they're getting married.
Oh, when you're saying like in a relationship.
I also have white friends who.
Yeah. Oh, you're saying like when somebody's actually.
Yeah, they're in a relationship.
But why?
I don't know.
And I'll tell you why.
I don't know.
And the funny thing is, like I was talking to somebody yesterday. We'll go back to this. So don't forget what we're talking about, because I also at times just snap out of what I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday I was having this discussion with someone, and then she's like, "Oh, dark skinned girls, this, they're beautiful. Because I posted something to do with, skin bleaching, and we were having an open discussion with someone.
Yeah.
So they were telling me, like, being light doesn't necessarily mean you're beautiful, which I agree. That wasn't my point when I was posting that video.
Yeah.
I just brought in somebody who was light skinned, and they still succumb to the pressure of actually trying to lighten themselves up. But I also have like a Korean friend who's telling me that in South Korea it's normal. And you see, that's a completely different ethnicity, but they still, that's their trend.
Yeah.
Jamaica, it's a trend.
Yeah.
It's just a thing that people do. In Nigeria right now,
I know.
Everyone is appointing Nigeria by there, first of all. So I was just trying to say that that's just something that's there. It's not me who decided that.
Yeah.
I'm the one who's bringing bleaching cream in Kenya. I'm not responsible for that.
Yeah.
Blame the government, not me.
Yeah.
So she was saying, like, I'm dark and beautiful, and I said, like, yes, I understand, and it's okay to feel that way.
Yeah.
So she said that I'm dark, and like even most white men just prefer to be with us. I'm like, listen, once you start saying that, it's just saying like you're attacking maybe somebody else because of how they look differently, and you think you're unique automatically just because you're this complexion. It's not supposed to be like that. So it just should be like, yes, you're this complexion, you love yourself, you're beautiful. That's the most important message that should be pushed out. But she was like, even most white men prefer me and everything. I was like, okay. But I was like, just thinking in my head, because even in another podcast I said that, like, I was having that exchange with someone, and then I told them, like, you know what? That's why I don't even date black girls. I like white women. She was so in shock. She was like, it was like I hadn't. But I was like, you see, you can't say that, because you like, that message just comes across the very wrong way, in a very wrong way. But that's not. I like people in general. If you go to my Instagram, I interact with so many different people. I date many different people. I'm about just personality. Of course, beauty is not a bad thing, but I'm not saying that you have to be white or you have to be black. I'm a lover of people. So let's go back to that, because like when she said, like, she said she prefers white men. And then I was like, okay, so that automatically means for me, even if I liked you, stand aside. But one thing I know is, like, our women, black women, never want to hear any guy say, like, you know what, I actually prefer white women. Look at you. Look at you. You see, it's like stabbing someone in the heart. If I say that, it's like, oh my God, how dare he say that? What? He said he likes white women.
At some point I was obsessed with being black. I wanted to be darker than I am. I wish people could just know how beautiful black is.
Black
I don't know.
is beautiful,
I'm
right?
obsessed with being black.
Okay, let's go to why. Why don't you? Why don't you like seeing black men? Your black kings. With white
women.
A nice blonde who's just throwing her hair like this. Yeah, why?
No, I feel like he's supposed to be with some black.
Is that your natural hair?
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
This or this? This obviously is.
Yeah. So no, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
So tell me.
So
why don't you like seeing black men
with white women?
Yeah.
I feel like he's supposed to be, right now, in the
you can't have all of them, first of all. You know that, right? You can't have all of them.
Damn, but black guys are hot. So so listen, what were we talking about?
Why you don't like seeing black men with?
Oh, because I in the 21st century, we're really, I don't know if it's just the Americas, but mostly in America, but also in Africa, we're really struggling also with the bleaching stuff and
identity, identity crisis.
With the identity crisis. I just feel like when a black guy goes out for a white girl, you're making it worse. You are making it worse every day.
Because I know as much as women might try and brush it off, like, we don't care, he can go in. But it still also makes an impact. But what do you do if you genuinely just like this person for who they are?
Okay, that's
because
you can't go telling everyone, like, you're a black guy, so you're supposed to be dating some black girl. You just be you. But at the end of the day, No way. Come on.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, there's no way you can be doing that. So at the end of the day, you let people do what they want to do with their lives, yeah.
Just let
But
your
I
black
wish I was
kings.
an activist. If I was, I would really go for it. Bad time. Bad time. But I mean
Okay.
big time.
But would you say it's from? Because now we've talked about work, but it's like we've skipped in the love
Yeah,
segment,
yeah.
which is still part of like my podcast. My podcast is about health, wealth, love, and
Yeah,
happiness.
yeah.
Would you say like maybe you don't prefer them from personal experience that you had, or maybe being in Mombasa, seeing maybe like how women are taken advantage of, and like just what made you feel like that? Because there must be a core to why you feel like that.
Also that, when you're in Mombasa, I think even when you Google it,
Sex tourism.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
big time.
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
Oh,
big
yeah.
time. So yeah, this thing where you see some old guy, some old white guy with some young pretty black lady.
Listen, you don't think we're tired? We get tired of that shit. You don't think we get hurt or get tired of seeing that
So
shit?
that's why you go for some cute
Like,
white girl,
No,
white chica.
for me, I'd never do that like in events.
Yeah.
But there is nothing. Kwanzaa, like in Mombasa, it's crazy.
And it's disgusting.
I'd see someone, would see like, wow,
Why, man?
this chick is actually very pretty, by the way.
Yeah.
But you're like, hey. Even me, at some point, I don't know where were we? Was it Malindi? I'm not sure. But gone for holiday or something. Yo, every
Yeah.
black chick I was hitting
Yeah.
on, they were like, no.
Yeah, I know.
They were like,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
They're like, we're taken. But I'm like, how am I supposed to survive this place?
Honestly speaking, I think if it wasn't for me having an identity of my own and knowing
Yeah.
myself,
Yeah.
I would have really gotten trapped. Because let me tell you something. I have friends who are probably 26, 27. I'm pretty young, yeah? 26, 27, 30. When I go to their houses, they have amazing, and I won't lie, honestly, they're seeing these guys, and they keep telling me like, yo, we can hook you up. But
Yeah.
sometimes you want to do it and call them up when you're broke, like, yo,
Yeah.
hook me up.
Yeah.
Hook me up.
Yeah.
But then you're like, no, I have something to take care of, my dignity at the
Yeah.
end of the day.
Yeah.
I have to take care of that. So yeah, and they have beautiful houses, they have this, they even have bunch of kids, they have all this going on. And I'm like, you don't, no,
What's wrong with that?
no, the guy is probably 16, you're probably 26, no. It's just a no, I don't even know why, but no.
Yeah, I
No.
guess it's just a big adjustment. But you see, like for you, you've been raised in Nairobi, right?
Yeah.
But somebody who's in Mombasa or like just that coastal region,
Yeah.
they've grown around that culture. All your friends are doing it. Your aunties are doing it. Your like
Yeah,
all
yeah.
these like just amazing
Yeah.
and people that you look up to, like your
Yeah.
mentors are doing
They're
it. So of course when you grow up, you just automatically just get
Yeah.
need in your head, like,
Yeah.
okay, this is what I'm supposed to
Yeah.
do. I'm betting even like for them, if you ask them, they're like, okay, go back to school and start. Why?
I know.
Why?
I know.
Yeah. Why should I look for a job when
Yeah.
I can just be with this guy? He can take care of me,
Yeah.
give me money for shopping.
Yeah.
It's just something that it's out of our control. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe more podcast sessions of this kind of thing. That's why even
Yeah.
for you, just start yours if you want to.
Yeah.
Inform people about that.
Yeah. It does happen, and it's just sad. at
So
some point.
another question I'll ask. I'll just keep throwing these questions. What you don't want to answer, you don't have to answer. So when you're in Mombasa, has anyone ever offered you cash to like just take you
Yeah.
home and
That's such an obvious question. Most girls actually get that.
did you go
yeah.
home? You went home?
No. I'm
Yeah? I was like,
Stop! I'm like, yeah. I'm
no,
just
you go
answering-
get your money.
Listen.
Go get
So,
that
yeah.
money. Okay,
Uh,
sir, but I'm just asking that because, of course, being in that environment,
Yeah.
somebody's seeing you in a very. Plus, they're drunk, they
and I
want
also
more.
need the money.
And you also need the money.
Yeah.
So somebody tells you like X amount
You
of
know
money.
the best part about what I was doing is that you could easily get with the tips.
So you get enough like money, you're like, okay, Sammy, I'm good with this.
No, it's not that I'm good with it. And I know how to manipulate someone when you were there.
No, thank God I'm knowing this about you before even being like, close or your friend. Or
I know how to manipulate someone when you're there and I see, I think he likes me.
So you can just look at them and then you're like,
here, and they tip you and we never used to leave the club until 4, and it doesn't matter 4 in the morning. And then we used to have a meeting every day, and so we leave the club at around 5. Yeah.
What do you talk about in the meetings? Our sales today were doing bad.
Yeah, our what is it called? The owner of the club was this Israeli old guy. He was annoying, man. So we used to have these meetings every day, and it used to bug us big time.
Okay.
So we can't leave the club up to 5 in the morning. Mm-hmm. So you tell me if you can wait for some girl over there to park at 5 in the morning, and it's 3, it's 5 in the morning, it's 6. We never. Most of us never used to get away with going with guys. We never used to.
But if you think about it, even the boss was actually looking out for you. You know why?
Yeah.
Because if he says the meeting is going to be at 5, where are you going?
And then you used to go back to the club at 12 during the day, and you've been up the whole night.
Or you start again from 12.
So I used to get. I knew if I couldn't get away with the tips, I don't know where I'm gonna get the extra cash from. So I used to get away with the tips, big time.
What do you think? What's the most like you can say you've made in tips?
Oh my God, there was this one time. Let me tell you the story. There was this one time.
Time is all I have. Let me adjust the microphone. Time is all I have.
So there was this one time. This white guy, yeah. He didn't want to touch any girl. He just came, bought his drinks, and he's
just chilled.
He bought very expensive drinks, and then the girls there were like, "Yo,
Kwanzaa, you've just seen the drinks. You're like, hey, this guy.
No way." Mm-hmm. But I was always a laid back person, and I'm very. What do I call myself? I think I'm proud. Mm-hmm. I'm proud.
Yeah.
And if you don't approach me, it doesn't matter if I'm a low life.
You're like
No, if you don't approach me and want to talk to me, I'm not gonna approach you. Mm-hmm. But that was the difference with me and the other girls. So I'd sit somewhere and wait. So this guy realized that I didn't even want to say hi to him at all.
Yeah.
Because all the other girls went there, and they even started taking the alcohol with him, and I was like, nah, let me just sit here.
Just hold back.
So my turn to dance came up, and I went up. This guy came with dollars, and he was just putting $100. First of all, he started he gave everyone in the club, all the other girls, $100 each, and at that time I was dancing up, so he had not given me anything. He came and sat at the what is it called?
Yeah, like just in front, and then you were there.
And he was just there looking at me. He wasn't even looking at me in any way. He was, I think, I don't know, that disgusting look you give someone? Yeah. Like, you don't like you, I don't like you, but I'm going to give you my money anyway. Yeah, just give you and give you and give you. I think $400 in a night. Yeah. That's
just like not even a night, in a few hours.
Yeah, in a few hours.
Yeah.
I think that's the most I've ever gotten from someone. Yeah.
Because somebody like me, 100 shillings, 100 shillings, and I open my wallet, I'm like, hey, hell no. I need to pay for my tuk-tuk back to the hotel.
Yeah.
But I understand, and most of these people like just save money and come here to have that.
Yeah.
And plus, like, maybe if it's somebody who's in his 70s and stuff, he has his businesses and stuff. Mm-hmm. That money he's spending there, it's probably being doubled by the time he wakes up in the morning. Yeah. Plus, that's why he's in the country. Maybe he's just there to enjoy himself. And okay, so you never did that other kind of work for him.
I never did.
Thank God.
I know, right?
Now we can be friends.
Can we?
Yeah, we can be friends now.
No,
we can be friends.
Did.
Yeah. Because you're not doing anything illegal. So and how is, because we've talked about like, that's very interesting, because you see, like, even when we were talking about like just Mombasa, like I wanted like those kind of stories too, because people now can understand, and even where your mindset is, and even I think maybe for you the way you're saying, maybe you don't like white guys the same, like any other women. If you say like white guy, they're like, where? No.
Even my friends tell me like I'd be really fine in life if I had accepted their offer. They keep telling me that you'd probably be driving right now.
They'd fly you out somewhere on any citizenship and stuff.
And they tell me like, everything I have going on, I can really speak well, I can do this. So
there's so much you can.
There's so much I can get away with, but I haven't.
No, but the thing is, like, you see, if you've grown in a different environment, that's not your thing, and you understand, like, I can still make this on my own. I can still pursue and make all these ends meet. So you sound like a person, anybody who's self-aware, they can really get away or go a long way in life. And that's a good thing. So respect you for that. Even if it's getting money, just finesse and disappear. So let's talk about maybe dating.
Oh my God.
How's your date life? Because I'm guessing like being young and then going through that small phase where you're bumping into all these people in that industry and stuff, your dating mentality changes. It's not the same as some of your age mates.
So the another advantage of being in the club is that most guys actually go to that specific club that we are talking about, right? Most guys. And so with them, even if you don't, if you get to know someone just that one night, you get to know most men's personalities, how men's minds work. Most of the guys.
So psychologically, you can just look at someone.
Bet me right, I can look at someone like this, like you. Let's say someone like you, and I can tell you what kind of a person you are, whether you have money or not. No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. No, your podcast.
Listen. This is a podcast.
Kinky, but no, I'm not gonna do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's the reason why I'm not gonna do it.
Okay.
But yeah, I can really tell what kind of a guy when you sit here when you sit here with me, I can tell what kind of a guy you are, what kind of a man you are, what kind of a car you drive, I can just tell. I can just tell everything about you. But it's been really hard for me specifically because, like I told you, me and my personality.
It's a bit too.
Yeah, I'm a very entitled person, but things I have done for guys.
Things you've done for them?
For guys, yeah.
How? Please.
I know
please.
when I get into a relationship with someone, I give them my all, yeah? So when I get into a relationship with someone, I give them my all.
Yeah.
I'm that person who will let go of everything to give you everything I have. I'll just love you and just you alone. I'd cut off people. I'd do anything for you.
Never cut off your people.
Exactly, and that is who I am. I'd
spend all the time like this person. Invest everything.
I'll invest my whole in you. So the craziest thing I have ever done, I was working in Kisumu. When I moved to Kisumu, I was working in Kisumu. And every Thursday, I used to tell my boss, so Thursday is a working day, Friday is a working day too. So I used to tell my boss, I used to cop up a lie almost every Thursday or Friday. And most of the time he'd go with it, because it wasn't as busy, With real estate, if you're not out there, probably just in the office writing some stuff and that's done.
Some paperwork,
and that's done.
Yeah.
So I'd probably crop up some things on some stories on Thursday or Friday, and I'd go every Thursday and Friday to see someone who lived here in Nairobi.
You'd come to Nairobi?
With my money, with my everything, yet this guy didn't care at all.
You're lying.
For real. I used
spend
to
your own money, transport and everything.
Everything.
Why don't I get people who do that?
No,
why don't I get people who come?
No, everything. I'd spend my whole, but he didn't. It didn't matter to him. He didn't see it as a big deal. That's why I'm insisting, guys, just pay the cab.
Those little things that you're saying is that, listen, to me on the other hand, I'd be saying like, people don't even appreciate what I do for them because I do all those things though.
Yeah.
I'd take you out, I'd pay for this and that. I'm not paying anyone's rent. Not that successful yet. But all these other things, like
Yeah.
I do as a guy,
Yeah.
I do the things that I'm supposed to do as a guy.
Exactly, and you see the
Especially if this is somebody you're seeing, this is
Yeah.
somebody you're dating. So
Yeah.
it's not just some random.
and the little things he really did were they put me off big time.
Like what?
For instance, we go out. No, one time, that's when I started really knowing Nairobi. I can remember this Maasai place off in Kajiado, yeah?
Yeah.
I can, Ngong, there you go, sorry, Ngong.
It's all good.
You go all the way, some just Maasai place, people go chill. It's a Nairobi thing, I can't remember the name, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So went there one time and...
For meat and stuff. Not
yeah,
only polos.
It's that!
That
is it. So
Uh-huh.
we went there one time.
Mm-hmm.
And I went there to meet his friends. And you know, me, if you leave me, I'll go back to the car and sleep. And one thing I don't do, I don't drink.
You don't drink?
I don't.
Hmm?
Never ever. Okay, let me tell you, just out of topic a little. So my friends from the club know I don't drink, yeah? And it really pissed them off every time, the girls at the club, because it's like, and every morning when they did something crazy, in the morning they'd always come back and ask me like, what happened? Did I do anything? They're like, yeah,
Like they were getting that drunk, they don't even remember.
they don't even remember anything, and I know.
Mm-hmm.
So one time on my birthday, they really helped me and they told me, today you're gonna drink. So you know, this black ice, it's usually thin at the top.
Yeah.
They put half of it in my mouth, and they told me, today you're gonna take alcohol.
Mouth
whether
or
you
throat?
I don't.
Because down your that's already. Yeah. And
Yeah. So they put half of it on, like that whole part in my mouth.
yeah.
I was joking and it was crazy, but it was fun. It was my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, back to what I was talking about. So
Yeah.
we went to Olepolis and I'm meeting his friends at the first time actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't drink. I don't do all these things. I'm just a calm person when we go out. And
Yeah.
I'm the kind of, I'm very boring, yeah? So when you go out, I'm the kind of person, babe, let's go home. Let's go home. I know. Mostly if you're not putting me in place, like if you're not engaging me,
Mm-hmm.
I'll always insist like, let's go home.
Because I can't. Are you those people like I have to keep looking at you like
no,
if we're going out?
that. No, it's no,
Keep
it's
your
not.
eyes on.
No, it's not that. But I don't know anyone there. First of all, so
Yeah.
I don't know anyone there, and you just leave me somewhere.
But do they
standing-
abandon you or like just seated? You can be just next to them. You know, I'm talking to my
yeah.
friends and you're just next to me.
Yeah,
It's different.
No, for me, I don't know. That's the way I view things.
Okay.
And I just don't know if it was that or it was just me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I go back to the car and sleep. And people are having fun out there. They're already eating. So they ordered for food, and it's coming. They thought there was no one in the whatever in the car.
Yeah.
And they come back that the girl is sleeping. She's sleeping, and people. It's like, I don't know. It's a club, and people are having fun. Where that thing pissed him off. It pissed him off, and I was like, "You left me. I don't even know where you are. You're already drunk." And I kept telling him. I mean, it was just one thing after another.
But it must be really hard actually being around people.
Yeah, that I don't even know, you know. And what I know is that I really did so much for him, but he didn't see all that. Oh, he saw.
What else did you do for him?
It's just so many things.
Because I've
Like,
just had one thing that he did wrong,
I
and he
know.
actually took you to a party that you didn't like. His friends went slept on the car,
I
and then
know.
that's it.
No,
That's the
I'm-
one thing
no,
that you're
that's-
saying
I'm
he did
just- I'm
badly.
I'm just
When
saying
other
it-
people being caught pants down here, and that's the only bad thing he did.
No, I'm not talking about that. Just one thing after another. Some
Did he
things are
ever
just
cheat, though?
personally- No.
Yeah, then he hasn't done
No.
anything wrong. What other thing could he possibly have done that's wrong?
Some things I just cannot talk about. It's a little personal, but yeah.
Bedroom matters?
Yeah.
Oh, he couldn't get it up? Oh, yeah, then that's a no. That's just not Nene. That's just not good. Give me a high five, a proper high five.
No, no, this is a half one.
No, but I'm just saying, okay, I understand.
No, yeah, but what I do.
You're entitled to have the kind of relationship that you want. If this is what you want,
Yeah.
and you've just said already,
Yeah.
you're the kind of person like, if this is what I want it my way.
Yeah.
So definitely it wouldn't work if you're not getting what you...
Yeah. And you know, one time when we were almost breaking up, he told me, "You are so entitled, and it's disgusting."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Yeah, okay."
And it just went smiling, eh? You're like, yes, guilty. Guilty.
No, it's not that. It's not that. But yeah, I think me being entitled and all that, it's just
It's hard for
it's,
you to maintain like a relationship.
It's hard for me to maintain a relationship.
Okay.
But what I know about myself, if I decide to be with someone,
Yeah.
no hoes, no nothing, just me. I mean, not no hoes.
Said no what?
I said no hoes.
No hose.
So yeah, it's.
He can't
I
have
give-
hose on the side.
You can't. You can't, because even if your phone is an iPhone, I'll know how to give you sleeping pills and get onto your phone. Yes, I am that crazy.
Wait.
I am that crazy.
You mentioned sleeping pills.
So,
Okay. Now you have to talk about that. You have to talk about that.
So yeah, I am that crazy.
Have you ever put something on someone's drink?
No, I have never.
You said you're a very good liar. You know that, right?
No, I have never.
But do you have friends who've done that before?
None that I know. None that
You
I
sure?
know. None that I know. None
So
that
where
I
does
know.
the sleeping pills thing come
I don't
in?
know. It's something that I have always had in my mind. If there's a way.
Did you have it on your bucket list?
No.
Because if you haven't done
It's
it, you know
just
you have to
something I
do
have
it. You
in my
still have to
mind.
do it.
I have wild thoughts, so it's something I have in
Oh,
my
yeah.
mind. Like
Uh-huh.
if you ever leave your phone and go somewhere, bet me right, I'm that kind of girl who will take it and I will scroll through it.
But if I have like passwords and everything,
Just know I will know how to get through it.
because you know, like,
I
you see,
know how to
the
get
worst
through it.
person to like ever like, because even for me, I'm always like,
Yeah.
whenever I get into anything, a relationship or stuff, I'm always like, listen,
My phone is out of limits. Yeah.
yeah, like
I
just
know.
the phones, like just let's just have one rule at least, just the phones, please.
Please.
That's just the one thing. Because
I
whatever
know.
you want to find in the phone,
You know
you might just actually get it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
like, let's just the phones, and I'll never touch any lady's phone ever.
But
Because
that's-
even for me, I'm thinking like, if once you get to that point, you know, it actually means that you don't trust each other, right?
Me, I don't trust you, but you have to trust me.
Ah,
because I am-
come on, how does that work?
You see,
But
you
you
see,
have to
you
trust
see.
me.
No, that's me.
So now he can't touch
No,
your phone.
that's me.
He
you
can't
know?
touch your phone, but you
no,
can get
No,
it.
he can touch my phone if he wants to, because
Yeah.
I know I'm a loyal freak.
Oh, okay.
I am.
So you're loyal when
I
it comes to
am-
that.
I know. I am so loyal. I am so loyal.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's not a bad thing. But that sleeping pills thing, okay.
Yeah. No. When
I
you're-
thought you were serious about it. So if it's a joke, that's okay.
It's not a joke.
Oh shit. That's a door that I just opened myself. Okay, so we've talked about just bits and pieces of we're just trying to balance the conversation with
Yeah.
just the 4 pillars of life and everything.
Yeah.
Of course you're still young. Should we move up? Okay, before we move away from like dating and love. So right now you're single, right?
Yeah. And I'm not
Guys?
planning- No.
Guys, DM, slide in that DM. But what kind of guy would you say is ideal for you? What kind of qualifications do you look for in a guy?
Qualifications?
Yeah, like what do you
Right.
look for in a guy? Let's just say put it that way. What do you look for in a guy?
It's such a cliche to say caring, but I'd say caring.
Just that?
Just that.
Money?
No, money. Who can work that through?
Really?
Okay, but you don't have to. You know. But
Yeah, but it's not like you have to
you
have
don't-
like
You
money.
don't have to. You don't have to. Because I'm making my own also. Even if I struggle at some point, I'm making my own.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just agree on that. And then the worst thing, mostly I have to talk about this. With guys, if I'm making money and probably making more money than you are, I don't know why it's always a problem. And you
What?
listen.
No, it's a good thing. What do you mean?
Listen, you hear most of.
I
most
need my
people-
Uber trips paid for. What do you mean? I need
Listen.
somebody to pay for my Uber.
No, it's not that. You listen to these conversations and you're like, those are just weird guys. But then when you get to this guy who probably had everything going on and probably lost it, and then you're in with a relationship with him, and then you're making more money with him, you have been with someone who, to him, every time I called him, I had let me just say this, I had given him some amount of money, and every time I called him to just say hi, all he thought about was me asking him for the money.
Maybe. And you are not asking for the money?
No, I was just, hi, you good? Is everything
That's it.
okay? Nisha. Yeah, my other name is Nisha. I was like, Nisha,
I know I haven't paid you
yeah,
money.
but I'm like, I'm just saying hi to you. Come on, why are you getting so worked up?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think guys have a problem.
That. But for me, I just think maybe the difficulty would be if you're dating somebody, just in case the lady has more money than you, but they're in control of everything that you're doing, then that's of course definitely. Because at the end of the day, a man wants to feel like a man.
Yeah.
I want to feel like I can take you somewhere and treat you.
Yeah.
No man can say like they just, okay, maybe beach boys though. Beach boys, that's a whole different conversation. But like for me personally, I'm just saying like I'd want to be able to feel like I can take care of the person that I'm dating. Just do the little things for them. Yeah, I mean, the Ubers we're talking about, the treats. If we're supposed to go like on vacation, I can save up some money on the side. We can go somewhere. Because this is somebody you actually like. This is your girlfriend. You want to take them. You want to treat them.
Yeah.
I
So let me tell you something funny about me. I'm a very submissive type, yeah?
Ooh.
But once you show me like you cannot what is it called, you cannot fall into place, I don't know how to put it, with me being all submissive, doing everything for you, doing this and that. I mean, if you can't fall into place, I don't know how to put it, if you can't fall into place with everything I have going on, then I switch up. I become the one who owns the relationship. See? I don't know if you get that.
I get that, but I mean, that's now a bit just work hard, guys. Just work hard. Just work hard. Get that paper. Get that paper. You know, we're coming towards the end of the podcast. Just to summarize it, and I mean, I think we've talked about a lot of interesting things. A lot. And you know, the best thing about this is that I just want a lot of just women, first of all, just the young ones, to connect and relate. You see, like even for you, even with the things that you've mentioned, you've gone through and everything, you're still in control of a lot. You're like, this is what I'm doing. This is time to get out. This is what I'm doing. And that's how you should maneuver if you have to do some of the things out here. But I think a lot of girls just get lost.
So lost,
with their first attempt to try even anything, they just attempt and they're so here you are, you don't do any drugs, or maybe you say you don't drink but you do like the hard stuff.
Nothing.
Sure.
You know, my friends keep
especially in Mombasa.
I know my friends keep thinking that I do coke.
Most likely.
No, I don't.
You don't?
You know why they say that?
Especially in Mombasa.
I don't do anything. I don't do any drugs. So they think probably because coke is expensive, I don't want to share it with them.
Oh.
So they'd go like, you do coke.
But they do.
No,
some
they
of your
don't.
friends.
No, they don't. Just the hard crack, the cheap crack. Is like
what's
weird.
that? What do you mean?
Weird. And
nothing serious.
Yeah.
Then that's just the usual. When it comes to things like just social media, because you've seen like a lot of people now getting stressed out with what other people have going on social media, and you flip through someone's page, you're like, they have these achievements and stuff. How do you deal with such things being at your age?
It's really hard.
Yeah.
And at some point
people are there, couple goals, Nene, we just gone where we just did shopping.
I know.
My business is big, picking up, Nene. I have a TV show, radio.
Mm-hmm. Those, when you get into social media, one thing you should tell yourself is everything. You never see someone posting, except this specific platforms, but this everyone else puts up what is good going on in their life. What about the bad thing? How many times do I post in a day? Once in like 2 weeks. In that period of 2 weeks, what do you think? Probably I've been raped. Probably
Let's hope
lost.
Not.
Come on.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I'm kidding. probably I lost my job, probably
So
I
many
don't,
things.
I'm even sleeping outside somewhere, but then I see this pretty thing, or probably you invite me out to art cafe and I take a picture and you think, oh, this woman is
You think
living
this?
life. You take this one picture where some guy has invited you just this one time, but you don't
Like
know
this
what,
one?
yeah, like this one, and probably you don't even know what I've been through. And then I take a picture of at cafe, say, my
Yeah.
friend is living life, is living life, is living life, you know.
Yeah.
Just don't get caught up. And you hear so many stories and it's such a cliche and it's so boring at some point. People just put out there what needs to be put out there.
Yeah.
You know?
The
you
highlights.
just don't struggle keeping it. And let me tell you from a personal perspective, I have tried. I've seen a couple of my friends who have really made it, yeah? And I try to keep up big time. But at some point I got there and I was like, I don't have to. Mama, you don't have to. You don't have to. Just live your life.
Everybody has like their own journey. Just go through yours. Don't
Yeah.
forget about yours.
Yeah. You know, you shouldn't forget who you are just because you're trying to keep up with something else, you know? So yeah.
Okay. Since we're just about to finalize, we're just about to finish up. So what next for you? What are you trying to do right now?
So first
What
of
next?
all, I am in school doing journalism. which is
Studying journalism.
Studying journalism,
Mhm.
and that is what I've always wanted to do when I do broadcast media.
Yeah.
So that is what I always wanted to do. But my passion, my talent, my skill, my everything, call it everything, has always been modeling. And the reason why I haven't done it in such a long time, it's because I feel you have to get. You see, these are also things. I also have weaknesses, and I feel like if you were to get in modeling, you have to get in there when you're ready, when you're so ready. You know, you have to have everything going on. If you I just feel you have to have everything going on, you know, with your, when you get in there, you just don't have, you don't get in there knowing, I'm gonna start modeling, probably someone is going to see me and, you know, it's going to uplift me, you know.
Yeah.
I want to get in there when I know this is the direction I'm taking after this, you know. I want to have a plan. I just don't want to get into it like it's just a talent someone is trying to help me get, you know, raise or something of the sort. So yeah, modeling is my thing. You know, by the way, if right now most of my friends saw me from way back, they'd go like, "No, you were meant to be a model.
You're meant to be a model."
Yeah, I was Miss. I was in Miss High School, whatever. I was Miss everything.
All those things.
Yeah, all those things. I was. So yeah.
I've featured a few models, like professional ones, Miss
Yeah.
Universe. Some have been doing it for over 10 years.
Yeah.
Their podcasts will be very useful to you.
Yeah.
Once you just hear their take and what they go through in the industry and everything. Because it's also not an easy industry, especially any art industry in Kenya is not very easy.
Yeah.
So as long as you have something else on the side that you're doing,
Yeah.
you can always
That's what I'm talking
you
about.
can always
yeah.
balance it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just find that sweet spot where you can do both,
Yeah.
so that one can support the other when the other is
Yeah.
not doing well,
Yeah.
and I think you'd be good.
Yeah. I think so.
Mhm.
But that's always the biggest mistake people make.
What?
You know,
What?
when you always have a plan B for everything.
Mm-hmm.
When you have a plan B for everything in life, you will always use it.
Yeah.
That is why I'm saying when, for instance, if today I decided to do modeling, yeah, what I wanted, if I was probably a banker or something, I'd quit it. I'd stop doing journalism. I'll stop doing so many
Don't
things.
have to stop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But at some point, if modeling does not work for me, I'll always go looking for it. But that's not the deal with life, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Once you decide I'm doing modeling today, never have a plan B. If you
Never have a plan B.
never have a plan B, because
We can't all
you will
just wake
never-
up and just.
I know you will, because you will always turn to your plan B. In the back of your mind, you won't give modeling your all.
Oh, let's.
You won't struggle. You won't go through everything,
Okay.
because you always tell yourself, even if this doesn't work, I got my journalism going on. You know.
True.
So everything you do in your life, never have a plan B. And most people will probably contradict me in some point.
I don't approve the message,
I-
but that's her opinion. So
Yeah,
So?
I know,
Yeah.
I know, but that is what I'm saying. You
no, but I know. So that way you're focused on what you're doing. It's like
even
those
if
ones
you
of like
fail, even if you
try
fail,
again.
you try again.
Try again.
Because there's nothing that will stop you. You don't have that. You don't have a plan B. Probably something you'll run to when that this doesn't work. Is modeling your passion? Is it what you were called for? Is it what you feel like you want to do with everything? You want to give it your all? Then plan B is not an option. Don't ever have a plan B in life, because you will always use it, and your plan B will probably be something lower than what you're doing right now. Always.
That's fact.
Always.
That's fact.
Always.
So, yeah, we have to come to the end of this, because I'll always bring you back, because you have a very interesting
Yeah.
story. And you see, if it wasn't for because for Instagram, even when you reached out and we just started talking and stuff,
Yeah.
because at times I normally go to people's page and then I'm just flipping through, and I was like, what am I supposed to talk about? I can't find anything.
Yeah.
I'm trying to scroll. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a
Yeah.
tough one. I'm trying to think, but you see, then again, once you start talking, it becomes easier, because you understand, oh, this person has a story, and this is going to connect to this person. And a lot of very young women, like
Yeah.
who might seem like they're lost, they'd be like, oh wow, she's
Yeah.
been doing this, this, and this.
Yeah.
She's maneuvered this way and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
So now currently you're paying your own rent, right?
I am.
She's paying her own rent. You're paying your own school fees.
Yes, I am.
What's yes? What does that mean?
I'm getting a little bit of
Oh, a
help.
bit of help, but
Yeah.
you're
Yeah,
hands-on
yeah,
on that as
yeah,
well,
yeah,
because
Yeah.
of how
I'm
you.
hands-on on everything.
Yeah.
Everything I do is me.
By help, is it from parents?
Yeah, from my parents.
Oh, so not like a sponsor or anything.
No.
Have you ever dated a sponsor?
No, I have never.
Have you ever thought about it?
Yes, I have. Hey, this life.
This life can be crazy,
Yeah,
but yeah, I understand. Because it can be like a January, it's dry, there's no business. Parents are saying there's no money. Even your friends are broke. I'm sure you definitely, it's those ones love. And like right now with the climate, there's too much pressure.
Yeah.
Flip through social media, somebody's being treated and everything.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, even me.
I know I'm prettier than her, and I can
Yeah,
tell her.
exactly.
I know.
Exactly. So, thanks for just coming through for the podcast. I
Yeah.
really appreciate, and just sharing.
Yeah.
Because it's all about sharing. That's the
Yeah.
most. Because, if we came here and we just talked about things blankly,
Yeah.
I do this, all the good things,
Yeah.
people don't connect to
I
that.
know,
Because
yeah.
people want to understand like genuine stories.
Yeah.
Those are the things that make people like even wake up the next day and work hard at what they do. Because I was inspired to start my podcast through somebody that I watched, like growing their podcast maybe slowly through their YouTube videos and stuff. So it's
Yeah.
all about just bouncing off that good
Yeah.
energy.
So yeah, I got it.
Mhm.
My parting shot will be
Yeah.
if we're ending, yeah.
We're ending. What's your parting shot? No, in fact, before we even do the parting shot, where can people find you if you want people to find you?
Instagram
Mm-hmm.
at Wairimu Mutinda, Wairimu_Mutinda. Yeah,
That's it.
everywhere is just Wairimu Mutinda.
Wairimu Mutinda. Make sure you follow her on Instagram. And now for the parting shot.
To all those young people, if you know you hold an idea at the moment, you can do anything. Not just for the fact that you are holding an idea or anything. You're an adult, and I have big dreams. Me, being me, I have really wild thoughts. I have big dreams. I am a risk taker, a very bad risk taker actually. That I will call out myself. And if you know what you want in life, just go for it. Don't even think. Don't wait people to think for you and tell you. Don't listen to people. And the power of your mind is so big. It's, I don't know, your mind can make you go places.
Yeah.
I know it has for me. It has not just because of what I've written.
No. That's not what I'm
I'm
saying.
making faces. I'm like, yeah. Yeah. So yeah.
But I know
so,
what
yeah,
you're
but
saying, yeah.
Yeah, it has made me go places. Personally, I'm not from a very good background, an okay background, but my parents have survived.
Mhm.
I have survived too. So I had dreams, and I think I'm even me telling my mom some things I used to tell her, and then she goes like, nah, just do things that are okay, those things are your level, And I told myself no,
Don't dream
no,
too big.
no,
Just
yeah. But I had a different view about myself, of what I wanted, and if you know that's you, just go for it.
pursue that.
Go for it and keep on thinking, and don't tell everyone what you're doing. Don't tell everyone what you're doing. Let the lame think you. Let everyone think you're lame. Let everyone think you're broke. Let everyone think you're whatever. Just do your thing.
Do your thing in
And
silence.
if you have to post, do it for the gram. Just post it and post it. And
There's
post
nothing wrong with doing that as well. But just know the difference, right?
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess that's it, guys. I mean, that was a very interesting. As you see, every other week I bring somebody who's very unique, in a different, like, just walk of life, and they always just bring a different insight to anybody who's listening or watching. So I mean, just tune in to another episode. Oh, before we leave, tell the people your age.
No, I am not.
You're not? Okay, so we'll do this. We'll do a guessing game. You guys just post down below at the end of the video. Just comment on what age you think she is.
And next time, if he brings me over, I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah. No, not even that. I'll do like a giveaway. If you can get her age right, you get like a bottle of something or some gift hamper. But I'll just figure out what I can send to you. Or that day, when that day comes, I'll just figure it out.
Yay.
Thank you so much for coming through. So guys, make sure you watch all the other snippets during the week. At the end, we post the full length video, either on Friday or Saturday. The Kiskapid podcast on YouTube. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you watch a video, please leave the like. Click on that thumb. I need the likes, I need the views. So make sure you just share the video, like, comment, share. That's what it's all about. Subscribe to the Kiskapids podcast on iTunes as well. Like the Facebook fan page. And yeah, make sure you just subscribe and share. Make sure you follow her as well. So till next time, guys, Kiskapids podcast. It's been real.